Sarah traced her fingers along the dusty piano keys, remembering how David's hands once danced across them, filling their small apartment with melodies that made her heart soar. Now, the silence was deafening. It had been 3 years since he left for his world tour, chasing his dreams of becoming a renowned pianist. 3 years of sparse phone calls, missed anniversaries, and hollow promises of, "I'll be home soon." At first, Sarah had been his biggest supporter, urging him to seize every opportunity. She remembered the night he got the offer, how his eyes lit up with a fire she'd never seen before. They'd stayed up until dawn, planning and dreaming of the future. Sarah had imagined herself in the front row of his concerts, beaming with pride as the audience applauded. But as months turned into years, the distance grew into a chasm she couldn't bridge. The nightly video calls dwindled to weekly, then monthly. His social media filled with images of glittering concert halls and adoring fans, while Sarah's world shrank to the four walls of their apartment and her mundane office job. She tried to keep their connection alive, sending care packages to his hotels and leaving voicemails filled with words of encouragement. But slowly, inevitably, she felt him slipping away. Yesterday, she received a letter. David's handwriting, once so familiar, now seemed foreign. "I've found my place in the world," it read. "I hope you understand. The music calls to me in a way I can't ignore. I'll always cherish what we had, but I can't come back to the life we planned. I'm sorry, Sarah." Sarah's tears fell onto the ivory keys, each drop a note in a sorrowful symphony. She thought of the ring hidden in her dresser drawer, the one she'd hoped he'd give her upon his triumphant return. Now, it would remain there, a painful reminder of dreams unfulfilled. She closed the piano lid gently, as if laying to rest the dreams they once shared. Her fingers lingered on the smooth wood, remembering how they used to sit side by side on the bench, David teaching her simple tunes, their laughter harmonizing with the music. Outside, a street musician began to play. The melody drifted through the open window, a bittersweet reminder of what was lost. It was one of David's compositions, now famous enough to be played by street performers. Sarah closed her eyes, allowing herself one last moment to remember, before she would begin the arduous task of forgetting. She walked to the window, watching the people pass by, wondering how many of them carried hidden heartbreaks. A couple walked hand in hand, reminding her of lazy Sunday strolls with David in the park nearby. She turned away, unable to bear the sight. In the fading light of day, Sarah began to pack away the mementos of their relationship. Concert tickets, dried flowers, silly postcards, each item a chapter in a story that had reached its final page. As she worked, she hummed softly, realizing it was one of David's favorite pieces. The irony wasn't lost on her. The echoes of their love lingered, growing fainter with each passing moment, until all that remained was the quiet acceptance of a heart learning to beat alone. Sarah knew that one day the pain would dull, and she might even find joy in music again. But for now, she allowed herself to grieve for the love that had once filled her world with beautiful melodies, now faded to a distant, haunting refrain.